Hi everyone. I have a further update on the coronavirus job retention scheme following a parliamentary select committee meeting this morning where senior representatives from HMRC were answering questions about the furloughing scheme. It can be accessed online at parliamenttv.com if you have a spare 2 hours. If not, I would just listen to this summary that I've put together. So very importantly, the portal will be open to employers from the 20th of April, so that's just 12 days' time. Payments should be made to employers starting on the 30th of April, and the aim generally is that payments will be made within 4 to 6 working days of submission of data from employers. Live testing is underway with a very small number of employers. The capacity has been tested. HMRC are confident in the resilience of the new portal. It will be available 24/7 for all businesses to access. Users might be queued if too many people are on the system at the same time. The aim is that a guidance document on how to compile claims will be sent out in the next week. So the first priority for the government was to get information out there about exactly what could be done to furlough workers and what constitutes a valid claim. The next objective is to get information out about how a claim is actually submitted on the new portal. So the aim here is to ensure that employers can self-serve, which keeps people off the phones, and so that claims can be ready in advance of the portal opening so that they can be submitted very quickly. If employers need help, there is a helpline available, and HMRC have suggested that's already staffed by 2,000 individuals. A further 3,500 employees will be redeployed temporarily. There is support in the private sector that's available as well, and HMRC is also working with agencies such as the Institute of Chartered Accountants to make sure that they can filter that guidance down. It's also been clarified that for employers who run weekly payrolls, claims can be submitted with that very same regularity rather than a monthly claim. So only one claim can be submitted per pay period, which might be weekly or monthly, and it's expected that a high proportion of the first claims that go through will be backdated into March, depending on when workers were furloughed. A business can also make a claim up to 14 days ahead as well. So if a monthly pay period goes to the 31st of the month, or in April's case, the 30th, it appears that a claim can actually be submitted 14 days beforehand. So for the majority of employers who pay to the end of the month, you may actually get paid out from the government before you have to pay the salary of your employees, which will be very helpful. A number of challenges and questions were raised around the requirement for employees to be on a company's payroll on the 28th of February in order to qualify. Now, unfortunately, despite a lot of resistance, it was made clear that there is no plan to extend the scheme to incorporate those who started after this date. HMRC's view is that they want to signpost those individuals who started after the 28th of February to other benefits, albeit very much less lucrative benefits for them to rely on. And concerns were raised about abuse of the system as well, so particularly in relation to furloughed workers who were still carrying out duties for their employer. Now, HMRC has stated there is a hotline in place for employees to report such behaviour. If there's evidence of a breach of the rules, claims would simply not be paid out, although at the moment this would rely on an employee blowing the whistle effectively on being asked to work. In the future, they have stressed there is the ability to check claims, and HMRC may well be looking for evidence that employees have been continuing to work while furloughed. And depending on the severity of an employer's conduct, this could quite feasibly result in criminal proceedings being considered. So the big takeaway from that debate this morning was that the portal should be up and running in under a couple of weeks' time, which is great for employers. You need to start getting the paperwork in order and getting the claims ready, because as soon as that portal opens, the claim is submitted and they are aiming for the 30th of April to get those processed.